Good morning, Fundament team. This is Sam. I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on the new QuickBooks Online. Please go to Internet Explorer, which is the preferred browser to use with QuickBooks Online, as it enables extended features. We're going to go to the URL and type in QBO for QuickBooks Online.intuit.com and then hit enter. Immediately, QuickBooks interface comes online, and before we get into it, I'm going to ask you to go back to the URL line and look at the little icon that appears next to the HTTPS or the URL. I'm going to ask you to click and drag that onto your desktop, and that's going to create a shortcut for us in the future. You can further customize it. I'm going to go to it, and I'm going to right click on it and hit its properties. Now once I do that, I have a change icon button. I can do that, and I'm going to scroll all the way over, and I'm going to choose the little rainbow butterfly, I think. There it is, and I'm going to hit OK, and then OK again. That creates the icon, sort of like an application icon on our desktop. I'm going to go ahead and close Internet Explorer just to show you that when I double click on the icon, it will go ahead and open Internet Explorer for me automatically and go to the correct page. Now I'm going to go ahead and log in. I'm going to use Paulo for our example, and it's every user is their username at fa-eng.com. Basically your email address, with the exception of Adrian and Beth, and I've explained to you why in your email. Just put in the password and just hit login. Now the first thing that you see when we log in is the Getting Started page, what's called the Getting Started page. You may come up with this thing. Means that your pop-ups, you have pop-up blocker on, and you need to enable pop-up blockers. So instead of picking temporarily allow pop-ups, you should say always allow pop-ups from the site, because as you're working with QuickBooks, it will need to put up sometimes we'll need to put up a secondary screen that you will that it needs to give you information on, and so this is how you can do this. So always allow pop-ups. And would you always like to allow pop-ups? Yes. And so here we are at the screen, and it says, congratulations, your QuickBooks Online Plus is ready to use. Each one of you will be getting this message, and voila, the web page loads. Now there are certain areas of the web page that I want you to take notice of. First of all, these tabs here at the top. We're at the new home tab now. The reason it's new is the interface has changed this week. It used to be a graphical map as you would see on the desktop version, but for some reason they upgraded the software and they no longer have the graphical interface in the new software, so you have this interface. And this section here that we see up front is the Getting Started section, and it has 5 static links, the Create Invoice all the way down to the Reports button, and then underneath that is the Recent Transactions, and to the right is the Message Center. We'll talk about that in a little bit. This screen is particularly customizable for each person who logs into QuickBooks. So I'm going to customize this screen now under Paulo's login, but it will not affect anybody else's login. So when Paige, Beth, or Adrian log into their QuickBooks, they won't see these customizations, and they can customize it to the way they want to see the screen later. So I'm going to show you how to customize it right now. So if I don't want to see this Getting Started list, I can go to the options here and actually uncheck it and check the Quick Links list. So I'm going to go ahead and check Quick Links. And here in Quick Links, I can actually customize the things that I want to see. So as Paulo, maybe I don't want to see these receive payments or expenses or reports or vendors. I want to customize it for the things that are pertinent to the principal of the company. So I'm going to come here to Options, and when I drop it down again, I see all of the Quick Links that I can either enable to see or uncheck to not see. So I'm going to uncheck Create Invoices, because that's probably not something that I want to do. Expenses, Paulo probably wants to see reports, probably not the bills, probably vendors, and maybe write checks. And that's all he wants to see. So I'm going to hit Apply, and notice that it now is applied, and only those things that I've checked that I can see. I want to customize it further by maybe Paulo doesn't really care about the recent transactions. He doesn't want to really see this section at all. Maybe he just wants to see a snapshot of how the business is doing. So I'm going to come over here and say Customize. Notice the Customize button here. I'm going to click once on it. It's going to give me these little X's on top of each of the sections now, and by clicking on the X I remove that section. And notice here that if I wanted to re-add it, here's the Add Transactions button, then it will just re-add it for me. But I'm going to pick Snapshot, and it's going to add a snapshot of the business right here. And really honestly, this is kind of a small place to put it, and I want it in that larger area, so I'm just going to drag it over to this new area here and let it go, and it should position itself right in that area. Oops, let's try that one more time. I'm going to position it right here. Oh, there we go. When you get that little square, then you can just drop it in there. I'm going to keep these, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm not going to add anything else. I'm just going to go to Close. I'm done with the adding. Now I have the snapshot area. I can see who owes me or who I owe in just a quick thing, and try the full view. This will give you a graphical representation of year to date between last year and this year, and it's a really great graphical representation. This Message and Tasks area is a place where QuickBooks will remind you of maybe invoicing that you need to create, or other things that you've done in QuickBooks that you've asked it to remind you of. Also here you can see this little email icon. This email icon is messages that you can actually leave to other QuickBooks users. For example, I could say add new, and it's a message, so let's just do this right now. I'm going to add new. I'm going to say it's a message to Adrian, and it's going to be from Paulo, and I'm going to say welcome to the new QuickBooks Online, and then Adrienne will get this message when she logs in, and I'm going to say send. Okay, now going back to the tabs up here, you can mouse over the tabs and each tab will drop down a list. So under customers I can create an invoice, or I can enter sales receipt. Under company, there are all the company preferences, or you can actually click on the tabs and get the full list here for you, or the graphical list as you're kind of used to in the older QuickBooks desktop version. Okay, both work, and that's about it. I'm going to end this tutorial because I don't want to take up too much of your time. But check out the My Account for the administrators. That will show you a great thing. And I'll talk to you all later. Bye.